Good morning, everyone. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico Style. Welcome to Thursday, everybody.
That's right. It's a big day for some of the Twilight
Oh,
people
yes.
today.
Tell us
Midnight
about it,
tonight.
Twilight. What do they call? What do you call them?
Twihards.
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 Twihards. The Twihards. Twihard.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Well, they had like a little preview last night. There were only 100 people there, but
That's it?
yeah. And now Team Jacobs, I would have to say, like everybody was Team Jacob. But
wait, what are you?
In real life, I'd be Team Jacob, but,
Okay.
but with the story, I go Edward. Okay.
Okay.
So, anyway, it was good, but it comes out tonight, midnight. There are all kinds of
gonna
showings
go?
tonight. No, I already saw it. I saw it last night.
You did?
Yeah.
You really saw it?
I saw it. I saw it. Yes.
She saw it.
And
She saw it.
let me just say this, men,
Accent
you
came out
are
hard on that.
in trouble.
Why?
Because there's so much.
Sorry, I had to do it.
It comes out when I get excited.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, it's very, very romancy and
Oh, it
mushy,
is?
and it gets pretty intense toward the end. But that first hour, men, just be prepared. Just you know what? Just do it. Do it for your wife or your girlfriend.
Serious?
Just you know what? They're gonna
Is
love
it
you
an
all the more
eye candy
because
show?
I think. Well, it is. It's just
Okay.
a lot of romance and kissing. And
okay,
getting
okay.
married and.
How are you awake?
It was at 7:30.
Oh, okay, you started early.
Now,
Okay.
yeah, I'm good.
Oh, that's
so,
good.
But yeah, I do have a forecast. A lot of people waiting in line.
Yes, yes, yes. A lot of people. So are they going to need to bundle up?
Yes,
oh, look how
bundle
cute that
up.
graphic is. I love that.
There they are. And of course, you know, Bella, Kristen Stewart displaying the wedding dress. It's just gorgeous, I have to say. But anyway, upper 50s today, and then tonight by midnight, low 40s. And then when you get out of the movie theater, because you know they open up at midnight tonight, it's going to be a lot colder than that. So bundle up tonight. And there are actually still a few tickets available, I think, for some of the 12:50 showings if you haven't gotten tickets. Mild out there, breezy today, 57 in Albuquerque, low 60s down in the southeast. And get your ski gear ready. Ski slopes are opening up pretty soon. 25th for Domingo Mountain Resort, and of course, Wolf Creek already open. Pajarito, you'll have to wait until December 18th for that one. But a lot of places opening up this Thanksgiving. Taos Ski Valley, Red River, Angel Fire, wait until December. Sipapoo, November, and then November 24th for Ski Santa Fe and Sandia Peak, opening up December 18th. We have another storm system heading our way. I'll detail that coming up in a bit.
Very cool.
A lot of places opening up early because of all the early season snow.
Yeah.
The earliest in Santa Fe has opened in 7 years so far.
Really? Wow, that's great for all the people that get some days off next week to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Now let's check in with KRQE News 13 anchor Elizabeth Alvarez for today's headlines. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning to you at home. Topping your news headlines this morning, a comeback could be on the horizon for Lobo football fans with the announcement of a new head football coach. The word came from the university yesterday, just 6 weeks after former coach Mike Loxley got the axe. Bob Davie is the new coach. He spent 5 years at Notre Dame until he was fired back in 2001 after racking up a 35-25 record. Meanwhile, the Lobos are just hoping that Davie's defense-minded approach can indeed turn things around for the Lobos. KRQE's sports director Van Tate caught up with some players last night and got this reaction from them.
He's been to a lot of good big name schools, so that's pretty exciting. And you know, we'll just have to see. I'm excited to meet him, but yeah.
They trying to make some immediate changes at the university. They're trying to get somebody in here they think is going to change the program around, and hopefully Bob can do that.
Yeah, it's exciting to get a defensive coach in here. I really don't know much about him yet, but we're going to have a team meeting tomorrow.
For me, I've never had I guess a defensive-minded coach or a coach that was on the defensive side of the ball. So that'll be a change for me, and I guess that'll be a real good thing. We were looking at numbers, and we realized that on defense we're going to have a lot of seniors coming back next year, so that's going to be a real good look for the team.
All right, everybody excited here. The official announcement is actually set to take place today at 3:30. We will have live coverage of this afternoon's news conference on KRQE, or you can catch it on KRQE.com. An Albuquerque public school police officer who handcuffed a 7-year-old special education student could be in some hot water. On Monday, an autistic boy at Marianne Binford Elementary School began acting up. According to APS, the student was trying to kick and punch some of the faculty as they tried to calm him down. APS police officer Diorama Sanchez handcuffed the student to the chair for about 15 minutes until his mom came. Superintendent Winston Brooks says district officials should always call the parents first. He says restraining a child should be the last resort. Now, according to the police report, The school officials tried contacting the boy's parents for more than an hour and a half before his mom actually showed up to pick him up. Officer Sanchez was suspended with pay while APS investigates. The Penn State controversy has blown up, no doubt, and a number of people have been fired because they knew, or they say they knew, that Sandusky was allegedly abusing young boys, but they're accused of never telling police. So what's the legal obligation here in New Mexico for someone to report child abuse? According to the state's Children, Youth, and Families Department website, every person who knows or has reasonable suspicion that a child is being abused or neglected in New Mexico must report the matter immediately to the state central intake child abuse hotline or to law enforcement or to the appropriate tribal identity. Now, Bernalillo County District Attorney Carrie Brandenburg issued this statement. She says, every person who knows or has reason to believe a child is being abused has the legal responsibility to report it. Child abuse has lifelong implications for the child, and we should be vigilant in protecting the most vulnerable members of our community. New Mexico's law also says that anyone who does not report the abuse can be found guilty of a misdemeanor. So if you think a child is being abused, you're urged to call CYFD, the hotline. It's pound safe or 7233 from a cell phone or landline. You can also call toll free from anywhere at 1-855-333-7233. The road leading to the Metro Detention Center officially has a new name this morning, and it's after a fallen deputy. What used to be called John Dantas Road is now Deputy Dean Miera Drive. Miera was killed in October of 2010 when his car was hit by a semi at Carlisle and Gibson. Now, witnesses say a German tourist actually caused the crash, but he was never charged. PNM says it wants to keep your electric bill down, but to do that, it says it has to let about 24 workers go by the end of the week. The company did hire a third party to take care of some jobs. They say that will help cut costs, but it also means, unfortunately, that 20 people won't have a job as of Friday. And lastly, don't be alarmed if you hear a loud boom today in and around Albuquerque. Sandia National Laboratories plans to conduct some controlled explosive tests from now until 4 p.m. And that, ladies, is your morning headlines. Don't forget to start your day with Matt Morrow, Kristen, and myself on KRQE News 13 from 5 to 7 a.m.
I always do, Elizabeth. I always do.
Good.
Thanks so much. You know, isn't it funny how our accents come out so thick when we get excited about things?
I know.
I mean, I get I start to talk. I mean, really talk. You know what I'm saying? And you talk, and you get, and in New Mexico, I noticed they say things like, when they get really excited, they say, "That's all sick."
I haven't heard that yet.
Is that one, Brian? That's one, right? I know. Okay. I'm learning some of the New Mexico lingo. So when I go back to New Jersey to visit my family, they'll be like, "What's the new accent?" So when I get passionate about things, I'll start talking about.
There's a lot of different accents here. You know what else I like too?
What?
I like that there's no judgment.
I know. That I do love that.
You know what? I mean, we're like great friends.
Right.
We're best friends. We're really close.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen a lot. I just have to say.
That people from different places?
From the north and the south.
Oh, the north and the south.
It never happens.
Yankee.
You automatically.
That is true.
There is that assumption there. And here it is very open-minded, but we're the exception to the rule.
We are exceptions to the rule, as are many New Mexicans, because we all accept each other. It's an accepting society. Love it. Everything is so happy. Now, this is not a good story, though, because it is, but a lot of people get very testy about these things. I mean, today is the 36th Great American Smokeout. The American Cancer Society is encouraging smokers to quit today, or at least pick a date to quit. By doing so, smokers will be taking an important step toward a healthier life.
Tobacco use remains the single largest preventable cause of disease and premature death in the U.S., yet more than 46 million Americans still smoke.
Yeah, and the smoker versus non-smoker, not as pleasant as the South versus the North. I mean, it's tough. I mean, there are so many resources, though, to help you quit and to stay quit. You can call 1-800-QUIT-NOW, or you can visit smokefree.gov or cancer.org for free coaching. To get a quit plan, it's so great. There's educational materials, there's referrals to local resources, and it's become so inconvenient in general for smokers these days. And obviously, that's a good thing for non-smokers. We love that. But for the smokers, it's tough, and I don't like to judge them. And so, I like to see a healthier society, but I also don't like to see too much government-mandated choices for people, because I like people to be able to make their own decisions as well.
Right, but I mean, the government trying to mandate some of that in some places. Doctors in Great Britain are actually calling for a complete ban on drivers smoking while they're behind the wheel.
Yeah, the British Medical Association is saying that the toxin levels in a car can actually be more than 20 times higher than in a smoking room, affecting the health of all the passengers. What do you think about that? Because we're not smokers. Neither of us
You know what?
smoke.
Here's the thing. Growing up, I remember my grandmother was a very, very heavy smoker.
Mine too.
4.5 packs a day.
Yeah.
I would take road trips with her, and she would just slit the crack of the window.
Right.
Like, I'm talking like this much, and so that smoke would just fill
Yeah, it's
the
awful.
car. And I mean, as a kid, you just get used to it, but then you think back about with all that smoke, and back then.
And your grandma's doing great, and so is mine.
Yeah,
so.
and she quit. She's quit, by the way.
Mine too. We had the same story. Our grandmothers smoked all their lives, and they're both very healthy. And knock on wood, knock on granite, they're doing really well at an older age. So
but as
some
kids,
people,
you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
And I feel like you shouldn't expose them. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a touchy subject.
I just don't like my car to smell like smoke. To be honest, I'm a little bit anal about my car, and so when it smells like smoke to me, I don't let any smoker smoke in my car ever. And so, but I just don't think. I don't know if it's your own car. You kind of should have your own choice. I don't agree with it. It's not my thing, but I still feel like at the end of the day, it should be up to the driver and the person who owns the car, whether they smoke or not.
Yeah,
so anyway, now on a better note, literally a note, we love music around here, and so move over iTunes. Maybe, because now you have a few ways to buy music online, and it's actually from Google.
The online store has songs from 3 of the world's 4 biggest music companies.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And after you buy the songs, about $1 a piece, which is a little cheaper than some of the iTunes songs, they actually will allow you to let 1 or 2 of your friends on Google's social networking service listen to the song for free. So if I like a song and I say, Kristen, listen to this, and I want to replay it for her, that would be free. So that's kind of a cool service.
I do, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I like it.
Maybe the competition will get the prices lower too.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, because what happens is you don't generally go on and just get one song. Even if it's only $1, by the end of the day you've spent 20 if you pick a whole, you want to make a whole playlist of new songs. So speaking of songs, contestants on the X Factor, I always have to do this. I feel like it's like mandatory when I say X Factor. They'll have a chance to see a formula for success. We talked about it earlier this week. Singer Rihanna takes the stage on Thursday.
Tonight.
Yeah. That's tonight. The superstar will perform her latest #1 hit, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. It's Rihanna's lead single from her upcoming CD, Talk That Talk. X Factor, of course, aired last night, Wednesday, and it airs Thursday nights for the results, and that's always right here on 2 Costa Fox at 7 p.m. I have to still watch back. I'll be honest, Kristen, I was distracted last night.
You've been talking about this. You have not called up yet.
I watched last week's, but last night I taped it, so tonight I'm going to do the marathon way. I'm going to watch last night's into the results. So, and then I'll get to see Rihanna, which I love. So that'll be cool. It's a good show. Don't miss it. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And of course, it's holiday time next week already.
Yeah. Thanksgiving right around the corner next week, and of course we want to let our viewers know how they can help the holidays be happier for less fortunate Mexicans. Today and tomorrow, Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy is offering free haircuts in exchange for food donations to benefit the Roadrunner Food Bank. You can drop 10 non-perishable food items by the Academy, which is located at 2122 Central Avenue Southeast, and one of their talented students will get you holiday ready.
Yeah, that's a good thing, and of course we'll be talking a lot today also with Mark Pardo's Salon and Spa about students who are interested in getting into the business of cutting hair and getting into the beauty business, so we'll get to that in a moment. In the meantime, another great thing to talk about is that on Tuesday, the Mommy MacGyvers, we love them, they talked about Operation Christmas Child. We reminded you yesterday, we want to remind you again, this is a holiday project that you can do with your child, and at the same time that you're having fun, you teach the lesson of giving to less fortunate children around the world.
And it's simple. All you gotta do is get a shoebox just like this, fill it with any of these gift ideas or items.
Yes, some of the items were
Carmex.
Yeah, you could do lip chapstick.
Right.
You can also do a washcloth, which is a great idea. Toothpaste, toothbrushes. Also, we recommend candy. I mean, gum, mints, school supplies. Another good thing would be something.
Basically, anything that's non-perishable that's going to help a kid, and that you can fit in this box. So
yeah, and little toys, like they said, we're saying something about Matchbox cars. Little stuffed animals. People love that stuff, and also things like a flashlight could be a really helpful gift. And all the items must be unwrapped. They must be new, and they can be for a boy or a girl, ages 2 to 14. Items should be non-perishable, as Kristen mentioned. Of course, this goes without saying, but we'll say it anyway. No weapons, no war toys. Don't put chocolate because that could melt and get messy. No liquids or breakable items either.
And don't forget to include a $7 donation to cover the shipping costs. And if you can't include it in the box, you can donate that online. So
which is helpful. And we want to remind you also that Saturday is going to be the last day to drop off that shoebox, so you don't want to miss out.
And if you want to help, you can visit Operation Christmas Child smokeout.org for details and the drop-off locations.
Yeah, one of those is Chick-fil-A. So,
Chick-fil-A.
you know, we were saying yesterday, get a sandwich when you go drop it off. So it's a win-win. And the weather seems like a kind of a win-win today. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. A little warmer this afternoon after a really cold start this morning. It was chilly out.
Yeah.
We'll be looking at highs today, topping out in the upper 50s. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it is right now. 33 degrees out there. Winds out of the east at 3 miles per hour. But yeah, this afternoon, 57 downtown, nearly 60 in Las Lunas. Just a tad breezy this afternoon. The winds really ramp up tomorrow. Saturday windy, and then we'll be watching for the chance for a few showers early next week.